What's up, everyone? Anyways, welcome to another How To Extra. Anyways, I'm your host, Josh Langworthy, guys, and yeah, welcome back. If you're watching this on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Google Plus, I don't know where it is, but welcome. Anyways, welcome to this this series, and kind of glad you found me. And yeah, so yeah, it's been a couple of weeks. I got sick last week, so I wasn't able to draw. Unfortunately, I would like to, but I don't draw at my peak when I'm sick. So without any further ado, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and start up on our new anime character, and that is Hatake Kakashi. Or if you are Japanese or Korean or any of those Asian languages, you will actually flop that, and it will be Kakashi Hatake. Kakashi Sensei from the anime Naruto. So there you go, that is Kakashi, and we will be referencing from this drawing, and we will be doing his Chidori. If you know anything, Naruto is one of the best-selling mangas in the world, and still today is probably still going to be one of the best-selling mangas and anime to years to come. I know it's #1 best-selling ninja anime / manga that has ever made it, and yeah. Without any further ado, guys, let's go ahead and start on. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start off with my 0.5 pencil. That's what we're going to use in this particular tutorial. I'm going to always have my erasers by me just in case I make a mistake, and there's a good chance I still might make a mistake because I'm not perfect at drawing. No one is, so I always keep my erasers next to me. Whether you see that on the video or not, it's still there. So but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and use my 0.5 just because it gives me the most detail. I know that Hatake Sensei, he has a lot of details. So yeah, let's go ahead and get him started here. We're going to start off by doing a skeleton. A particular skeleton looks pretty simple. There's a little bit of foreshortening going on there, a little bit of cutting off, but not so uberly difficult. You don't have to worry about anything. So let's start off with the head. Put this downward. This is the skeletal line for the whole body's proportions. And since he is looking downward, it's on a 3/4 view, technically. And he's going to be looking downward. His head should look like this slightly. Crooked. Let's go ahead and start off with the body piece. He's also on 3/4 view too. So actually this would be up here. His belly would be right there. And then this is actually straight, so let's go ahead and get that straightened. And his legs. Like I said, this is actually more of a 3/4 view. His leg's gonna be right here. This is another 3/4 view right here. This one, he's gonna be up just slightly higher than the other one. The other leg's gonna be right here. That's gonna have some foreshortening right there. Good. And there you guys go. Should look similar to this skeleton if you guys do it correctly. Don't worry about anything else until a little bit later. So I'm going to show you guys that in the voiceover. Alright guys, so as you can see, basically this is the skeletal form of Kakashi Hatake. Now, he isn't very complicated in view, but he does take our level of expertise of the basics to max. So if any of you guys think this is going to be easy drawing, it is not. This is actually more in the advanced level of drawing for people, if you're going by skill level. So if you guys are looking at this and saying, oh, this is such an easy pose, it's not. And there's reasons why I can tell you that. And it's because the hand is in a foreshortened view, and that's very complicated for the mind to understand. Not to mention you're also getting rid of one of the hands because you can't see that on the forearm there on the right arm. And other than that, everything else should be pretty decently easy. You're looking at a 3/4 body position on the torso, and then everything else goes to full front on the hips, and then when it goes to the legs, for some odd reason he twisted it, so you're looking at 3/4 on the legs and the feet. So yeah, without any further ado, let's go ahead and keep on going, guys. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and start up with thickening them out a little, and this is the next stage here. This is called the bubble art. So the first stage is called skeleton art. The second stage is called bubble art, and you'll see why it's called bubble art. We already have a little bit of the bubble art going on with the torso and the belly and the hips going on there and the head, but true bubble art actually is when you connect everything and thicken it out. So not all artists do this. Most artists just go straight into drawing it, but I find it a lot easier to draw it this way because it allows you to go ahead and draw the proportions correctly, and that's what I like to do. I like to do things proportionately, and so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start that off. First thing I do is usually the neck, so we're gonna go ahead and do the neck here. I'm just gonna put his ear in here just in case, just for now. Technically it's not gonna probably be the same ear there. I'm just putting in there just for referencing, particularly later. So yeah, but at least this way I have the proportions are in here. I don't have to worry about them later, and yeah. Let me go get a little bit more of that up there. There we go. Let's get some paper under there. For some odd reason, my pencil wasn't gripping correctly. I don't want to tear the paper, so. As you can see, guys, I'm just basically just filling out where I know the human anatomical design is underneath the skin. I'm not really designing it based off of anything. I'm just going based off what my memory has and what I see that I need to add in. So basically, I'm just filling it out. From there, I will change everything afterwards once I have everything all filled out correctly. But right now, obviously, I don't. So I can't add in very much of anything. So yeah, basically that's how you do that. It is correctly in the proportions. So if anything needs to be changed from here on out, I will be changing that as I draw. So we'll go into the narration. I'll explain that a little bit more. Okay, so basically this is not a perfect proportions. This is just the layout. This is called gesture work. Like as if you were to draw something from real life and you just draw it as fast as you can. This is called gesture drawing. Basically all we're doing here is just we're putting down the basic anatomical bubbles. So again, hint, hint, there you go. That is what is called bubble art. And from here on out, we're going to go ahead and start laying down the details. First thing I'm going to do probably is going to be up in the face. We're going to get the face and the head structure down completely, and then we're going to go ahead and go down from there. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and start up on drawing Kakashi's face, and from there we're going ahead and finish the body. From here on out, I might draw the face and the head a little bit on camera here, but you won't see me drawing the whole body. It's going to take too long to do that, so I'm going to probably edit that out. But yeah, you'll have the complete version of Kakashi. I have to get this done and drawn, and then after that, we'll go ahead and draw on the Chidori. So. Not used to drawing characters without a nose and a mouth, so this will be really interesting. He's got a weird eye too. Not used to drawing eyes like that either. That's okay. That's why I do these, is to learn. Help you guys out to learn. That's just shouting gun. For now. His nose comes up from this direction. scar I gotta do here, which you won't see very much of. At least not on the camera. There we go. Okay, guys, I will come back after I get this picture fully drawn. Okay, so we have finally finished Kakashi Hatake. And as you can see, there's a few details I have left out, and that's because I have to go in there and still draw in the electricity and obviously the Japanese wording up here. But for the most part, I have drawn Kakashi completely. As you can see, he is in no way, shape, or form the same style as the artist of Naruto, but obviously I put him in my own style. Just makes things easier. But you can definitely tell that is Kakashi Hatake without any doubt in my mind. But that's what being an artist is, you know, taking some stuff and putting your own style, and yeah. But as fan art, I have to stay true to the original artist's design, and but for the most part, yeah, this is Kakashi Hatake, and yeah, I just got a few things I got to add in, and we'll go from there. I'll go ahead and explain a little bit more in the narration. As you can see, guys, the hardest part of this drawing actually on Hatake Kakashi, or Kakashi Hatake, determine where you are in the world. It's actually the hardest part that I found myself drawing was actually the feet. As you can see in this picture here, in this narration, I'm not too familiar with feet. I do draw feet, but it's not something that's particularly in my comfort zone, so I tried to draw it as best as I could for you guys without making it look lazy, and obviously it came out quite proportionate, quite well, and then as you can see, guys, that the hand up there where he's using the Chidori just before I draw that in, that again right there was really hard. There's a lot of foreshortening going in the fingers, but you know, the hands are not necessarily as hard for me to draw, but they are very hard for most people to draw. And the last part was obviously right there on the shoulder, not the shoulder, but the forearm where he's putting his other hand on. That's not easy either, because you got to block out stuff from your mind visually, and then you also on top of that have to see where things are, which evidently this is the whole reason why I'm telling you guys that this isn't a beginner drawing. This is a very advanced drawing. There's a lot of foreshortening, a lot of positions there where it's not something that a beginner probably should start off with, but if you want to try, go ahead. It's it's fun to experiment and try new things. Obviously, this coming from me, I'm telling you guys, this was a very hard drawing to do. But without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and keep on drawing the last bits of Kakashi Hatake, and then I'll show you that in the narration as well. I'm not sure I'll draw the Chidori or the Japanese symbols in this next piece, but for sure you'll get a narration. Okay, so as you can see, I'm going ahead and drawing my Chidori, and Chidori is actually a lot easier than I would have anticipated, but yeah, I'm actually having some fun drawing his Chidori compared to what I was drawing earlier. Because earlier I have to admit I was having some hard times drawing, and for me to have hard time drawing, to admit that means it's pretty difficult. So, but yeah, I like drawing this Chidori here. This is pretty fun drawing the Chidori. A lot of wacky lines going on in here just because of electricity and everything. So, if you guys ever want to draw lightning, I would highly suggest you guys drawing Chidori, just because Chidori looks awesome. I know it translates into the Japanese as Thousand Bird Song or something, but in English they kind of changed the title to Lightning Blade, which, I mean, it sounds cooler, but I like the original translation a little bit more. But they have to appeal to the masses, so I can't blame them there either. There we go. That should end. And with Chidori there, I'm going to go ahead and just slightly erase the least important parts of Chidori and redraw the areas that I cut out by accident from erasing, but that's what happens when you're drawing. Okay, now all I have left to do is the Japanese symbol on Kakashi Hatake, and I will show you that in the narration when I finish this drawing. But anyways, guys, yeah, that's how you draw Kakashi Hatake. And there you guys have it. That is Kakashi Hatake, or Hatake Kakashi, determining where you come from. You may be in Japan, you might be in Korea, you might be in the United States or Europe, but determining where you are will determine how that name is said. But yeah, for the most part, this was probably one of my favorite drawings to do in a long time. But like I said, this is a very advanced drawing, and yeah, so. You guys got any questions, concerns, just hit me up. I'm your host, guys, Joshua Langworthy, and yeah, peace out. Bye.